I'm assuming that you need some kind of change in your life. Maybe you've been stuck. You don't know what next step to take in order to fulfill yourself and become the person that you really want to be on the inside. Well, I'll tell you, I was the exact same way. My mindset was awful. I didn't take care of myself in the proper way, and I was kind of stuck in this shell that didn't allow me to progress in life. But I found these 5 things that helped me go from this to this. Number 1, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. What this looks like is stepping out of that box that you've created where maybe you go to work, go to school, you come home, you get on your video game or you watch TV or scroll on social media and repeat that every day. What it looks like from the beginning is rather than sitting down, watching TV, or doom scrolling, it's getting up and doing something different, something that aligns with your values. And maybe that's something you simply want to get better at. I was awful at public speaking, and I can't say I'm the best at it now, and something that I've been working on is exactly that. But when I first started, I would simply go up to people and start talking. Just that is it. Let me take you back. 4 years ago, when I was in middle school, I was a shy little girl, so I grew up in a very, very rural town where it was very easy to keep to yourself. And I allowed myself to do that for many years. And in middle school, it was my worst. I wouldn't speak to anyone. I barely had any friends. And I would just go to school, make average grades, come home, and play video games literally until 3 in the morning. Then I had to wake up at 7 and redo that every single day. And I was so unfulfilled in that time. It was my lowest point with anxiety, depression, and overall just my health. It was difficult to get out of bed and take care of myself in the proper way. So what I started doing when I first got into high school, I told myself that I wanted something different. And it's easy to talk. It's easy to say that you want something. But instead of just saying it, I just told myself this. I kept it to myself. And when I first stepped into the high school, I completely got a fresh start. I had to let go of all of the friends who were pushing me down into this negative hole. And I started acting the way that I wanted to be rather than continuing down the same path. So I was almost faking for a while that I was happy and outgoing and this big bubbly person because that's who I wanted to be. So I just faked it all the way through. And then I noticed that these really bright, bubbly people started coming to me. And I was like, where the heck did these guys come from? But then I realized that because of the fact that I was pushing myself to be the person that I wanted to be, I was being connected with people similar to me, and the people that wanted to help me, wanted to push me, and wanted to see me do good. And that was a huge sign of, I was just so grateful for that. The fact that I pushed myself so hard to get out of my comfort zone. I just talked to more people and did more. I got involved in my school. I started doing sports and things like that. And eventually, I kind of got on this flow path where I was just, even though terrified, I was working my butt off. And everything was going so well. even it wasn't truly the person I was introverted and shy, and I just wanted to stay in my room sometimes. I had a low social battery. But as I started doing it more often, it became who I was. Now, I'm still not the most extroverted person you've ever met. I still like my alone time, and my social battery can run out really fast on some days, and that is okay. It doesn't have to be the perfect scenario, and it's been 4 years, and I'm comfortable with the fact that I'm kind of on both sides of being introverted and extroverted. So simply start being the person who you want to be. Write down the traits that you want and execute them, even if you have to fake it. Number 2 is face your fears. Sounds really cliche. I know. When you look at it on a deeper level, you don't realize how much your fears are holding you back in your everyday life. For me, I was scared of being judged and scared of being in front of a large group of people all the time, and even things as simple as like heights and spiders, whatever. Go out whenever you can and face that head on. For example, if you are scared of public speaking, big crowds, leading something, even if you're not ready, because you never will feel ready, step up, go outside in your school environment, your work environment, and just do. Jot down your fears and how you can overcome them. I'll give you an example. When I was young, I was terrified of spiders and heights and water, especially deep water. So just a couple years back, I realized that because of the environment I was in where I was working on a lake as a cashier. I was eventually asked to work as a lifeguard. Having rarely ever swam in a deep lake, that was very terrifying for me. So what I did is, in my free time, I asked some of my friends and my coworkers to come with me and literally just swim where I can't touch. I just went and I did with people that I trusted, because if I get out there and something were to happen, I knew that those people would take care of me, but nothing ever did, because I knew that I could trust my body. So I just went and I faced that fear, and eventually I became a lifeguard. Who would have known? If you would have told me that when I was 12, I wouldn't have believed you. Number 3, stop talking. Just start doing. Stop telling people what you're going to do and show them what you're doing. If you want to start a YouTube channel, go start it. Don't tell people. If you want to start exercising, just start. Do not tell people your goals, because it's just less likely to come true, and that's the hard truth. So keep your values and your goals to yourself unless they need to be stated, and just start with whatever you need. Even if you're not ready, even if you don't feel ready, like I was saying, you will not feel like you're prepared. I didn't feel prepared when I started this YouTube channel, or when I went and faced all of my fears and just started getting uncomfortable and putting myself out there more. I didn't feel ready at all. And there were a lot of times where I would do those things, the things that I'm scared of, the things that I hate, and I would just go home embarrassed and cry and feel awful about it. But then I realized that in the end, all of it was worth it. So even if it's difficult, it's something that you have to learn how to pursue. Number 4, I think this one is the most important, especially for us young kids, teens, in this generation. Something that is super vital is trying to fit in, trying to hop on the latest TikTok trend or do the latest dances or wear the nicest clothes. That is simply not going to put you anywhere. When you're older, is that going to fulfill you and your goals as who you are? Is that truly what you want? Are you dressing a certain way just because your friends are? Are you talking a certain way just because your friends or your peers are? Are you acting a certain way because of your peers are? Are you doing things that make you uncomfortable simply because it's popular? If you're that person, you need to sit down with yourself and figure out what is right for you, not what is right for other people. Sit down and think about what your values are and start adjusting yourself, even down to the clothes you wear, simply based off of who you are. And when you start expressing yourself the right way rather than trying to fit in, the people that value you the most will start coming to you. Number 5 is moving. Literally, that's it. Just moving. When I was in middle school, I didn't know anything about exercise or running or anything. But when I got to high school, I got into this fitness group and I started working out. And let me tell you, it sucked. I went after school with these group of people and I would run and do push-ups and sit-ups and all of these crazy things. And there were some days that I would go home and be like, I can't do any of this. I literally feel like crap. I just want to leave. I just want to stop and just lay in my bed and play my games like I was doing before, because that was the easy route. That was what was simpler for me. But instead, I kept going. And one of the things that pushed me to keep going was also the circle I created of the people that I gained from being myself. The more that I exercised, the more that I got myself out there, the more confident that I became with it. I didn't feel ready in the beginning, but I pushed through it, and then eventually, after hating it for months, I started falling in love with it. And it's just something I do now all the time. It's my way of releasing stress and anger and anxiety instead of harming myself or putting myself in danger. It's a wonderful way to feel better about yourself, not only physically, but mentally. It does so many great things for you. So instead of watching TV on your couch for 4 hours, go on a walk with a friend or go on a jog. Just start moving. It will literally change your life. It will blow your mind just how much this can turn you into literally a completely different person. And I didn't believe it at first, but then I even saw it in my friends, how they were working out and being out more, how it literally changed them. So literally, even starting from like just walking a couple extra steps every day, just start moving more. A lot of people nowadays don't. And it literally changed my life. So give these things a try. I promise that at least one of these things will bring you so much more joy and relief in your life, because it took me 4 years to understand this. And if you start taking action today on the little things, you will completely change everything. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I know this was a little different from my normal content, but it's just something I felt like I had to share. Please let me know if you want any more like this, or if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, let me know. And thank you for watching.